A wonderful question was recently posed after posting one of my videos. And the question came from a sincere place of wanting to understand why I considered numbers, sequences, to be portals. Why I associate that with portal energy. The idea being that the number system associated with when I released the video and how I titled it and tied it into the energy I was presenting is relying on one correspondence, which involves the calendar system. And the idea behind it, which is very rightfully pointed out, is that the calendar system, the heritage of it, where does it come from? What does it stand for? What does it represent? And if it is a system that oppresses or stifles other types of energy, why then do I use it as portal energy? That's what we're going to dive into in this video. Starborn Virgo, thank you so much for leaving your question. Thank you for being with me on this journey so far. It has been a strange one, and I appreciate that you've been around. And the reason that this question was so valuable is because it shows that there are many ways that people can connect to an underlying base energy that is felt in a similar way but expressed differently. What is a portal? A portal can be as simple as a doorway. This means that anytime you get into or out of a vehicle, you are entering and exiting a portal. Anytime you are entering a dwelling or leaving a dwelling, entering a room within a dwelling. So if we understand portals on a very basic concept, they are gateways to different experiences. Now, in the video where I talked about portal energy and I tied it, hold on. So, a curious mind and a wild heart like mine, the fact that as I was walking and talking and then these beauties caught my attention, and now this is what we are focused on, for me, this is precisely portal energy because it redirected my attention and it changed my perception of reality. Now, we're not... In this context, we're not talking about something that is so far removed from our 3D understanding of reality that we have dynamic changes in our experience. But that moment was significant for me. And I'll wager that those of you who are watching at this point, it holds some significance for you as well. So, thank you. By the way, I also am just freeform talking as I am walking. So, this video might be a little interesting. But one of the things that has come to mind is people keep saying that I need to share more of my true and authentic self. Well, part of my true and authentic self is my intellectual side. And this question that I'm answering is so important because I do think that critical thinking and spirituality, sometimes they feel like they cannot go hand in hand. The dynamics of why this is the case is probably a topic for another video, but that's the reason I'm choosing to do this video in this style, to show a little more of this side of me. So very specifically, the question was asking about the numbers associated with the calendar system, with an understanding that the calendar system itself is oppressive. So as a child who went through that system, as an individual who still lives a large part of my life based off of that system, because I engage with people and places and events that operate off of that system, that does not mean that that is all of me. There is another part of me that is deeper and more enriched outside of that system. But if there are people in that system who are looking for alternatives, they are looking for deeper understandings, and me titling this video based off of a calendar date system can be the entry point to open them, to help them expand their horizons. That is the fundamental reason why this video was done this way. If you have listened to this entire video, or if you will listen to this entire video, it should become clear to you that I am a very deep thinker, and there are many, many ways that you can connect with ideas and concepts, and there are many ways that you can implement them in your life to affect the change that you want to see. A vital piece of information about the particular energy on portals, the video that I released for that. When I say that titling it 11/1, assigning it to the calendar date, was an invitation for those who are seeking something different, the deeper energy behind it, honestly, was the energy of the veil, if you want to look at it from that terminology. So that time of year, had I released it near Samhain instead of on the 1st, I would have certainly appealed to a different crowd. And yet underneath it, the energy is the same. So it's portal energy, even though the calendar system is an overlay, the energy for that time of the year in the northern hemisphere. So keep in mind this too. On a global scale, the energy is different depending on where you physically exist. We could go deeper into that you can tap into things beyond your physical. That's another video. But the thinning of the veil, whether you call it 11/1 or October 31st or harvest season, is the same underlying energy. And I realized after I had filmed all of the other pieces explaining that I was feeling maybe a little guarded around answering, and I had to come back to remembering my original intentions behind that video and releasing it at that particular time. So that's important to say, because, and this is on this channel, part of what I do, it's about connection. How do you connect? How do I connect? How do we connect together? And the reason that this question was so valuable is because it shows that there are many ways that people can connect to an underlying base energy that is felt in a similar way but expressed differently. So 11/1 portal energy. Also, interestingly enough, 11/1 not as revered as 11/11. So if we're talking about systems, the calendar systems and number sequences and things like that, even the 111 energy, not as highly, what is the word that I want for this? Like the renown or the star power or the pop culture appeal does not hit as much on the 111 as it does on 1111. And you will notice that the video that I released on 1111 had nothing to do with that at all. Yet I released it on 1111 because for me there was significance. That is coming in a future video. The final piece of information that I want to provide in this video as it pertains to portals and gateways is the corresponding resonance of the imagery as it relates to Isa and the number 1 as represented in the numerical system used in our calendars. There is something about the similarity of the shape that for me pulls in an energetic resonance, which is also why I found value in creating that particular video topic tying in those energies. There are quite a few more things that I could say on the topic, and I feel like in some ways I have done a disservice and not answered the question fully, and that is the challenge of an asynchronous communication back and forth this way. If there is interest in me going further into detail about this topic, please leave comments and I will do what I can to create the details around that for a future topic video. This little friend wanted to say hi, which is why I knelt down. So once again, thank you to those of you who continue to be on this journey, the ways that you interact and participate. And if there are ways that I can be of assistance or that I can clarify things, absolutely speak up. Let me know. We'll see what happens. And the final thing, thank you once again for being here. Thank you for asking questions and being open to discussions. And I absolutely look forward to seeing you at future videos.